I have a Patrick Mahomes card here. Now, this particular card was done not by SPA, which is like the real famous one. This one was done by a company called SGC. Okay? SGC. So what's interesting with this card is it is graded a 10, but because it was not done by PSA, this card is probably worth anywhere from 10 all the way up to 30% less than if it was done by PSA. So PSA kind of controls the market. So if you have a card that you want to get graded, and what a grading a card essentially means is you send the card into a group of professionals who professionally look at it, just like an art collector will professionally grade art, and they will tell you, you know, what the card's value is, essentially depending on the grade. So what they'll do is they'll look at the corners, they'll look at different aspects of the card, make sure the card's in top shape, and then they'll send the card back to you. Now, that is the value of getting it done with SPA, is they generally are recognized as kind of the dominant leader in this field when it comes to grading cards. So if your goal is to make as much money as you can with your cards, you definitely should be submitting your cards to them. Now, right now, as of the timing of this video in June of 2026, they're really backed up with cards just because of the popularity and the demand of the sports card world. But that's not all there is. There is also just regular, what you call raw cards. Now, a raw card is just a card that does not have any grading, but it still could be worth a lot depending on the player. So if you look here, I have a Stephen Curry card. Now, this isn't a specifically special card. It's just to show you what a raw card is. So a raw card is a card that you open up when you get a pack, and the card is just as is. There is no special grading or there's no special encasing. This one is just put into a traditional case, and if you see here, I could just simply take it out if I wanted to. I have a penny sleeve on it. This is just to kind of protect it. But this is just a very, very regular card. So this is what you call a raw card. It's just a regular card. There's nothing done to the card, unlike this Patrick Mahomes card here, which you could see has the encasing, it has the grading system. This here is just a regular raw card. Now, depending on your card, even a raw card can still be worth a lot of money, depending on who the card is. For example, if you've got older Kobe Bryant cards back from when he was a rookie, even those cards, not in the best shape, kind of damaged, can still fetch you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, depending on the card. I had some cards that I took recently in that were older, clearly not in the best shape, and they were still worth a very good chunk of money. Now, here we have PSA. This is the company I was just telling you about earlier, the company PSA. So this is the company that everybody kind of recognizes as the leader. They are the dominant force, so to speak. But that may change. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about PSA and their system. But here, how the PSA system works, you have the player's name, you get a number, you also get a barcode on the back where you can scan it, and you can look this up on their database, and you can find out this exact card, how many of this particular card has been graded in their system, and then from here you can look up the card's worth on eBay or what other platform you use. So those are the different systems that we have here. We've got PSA, which is the dominant one. Remember, a PSA grade 10 is going to be worth anywhere from 10 to 30% more than other companies. So like this card of this Patrick Mahomes, let's say this card here is $250. This would be 30% more if it was a PSA. So a significant jump increase. And then you have what are called raw cards. That's just the card as is when you get it out of the pack. And that's just a raw card. So the value with raw cards is they're very valuable, especially if you have older ones. Even not in the best shape, they could still be worth quite a bit of money. And here is another example of a raw card, an older one. So this is an example of a Pete Rose. This was in my friend's collection. And this card is from the 1980s, so this is very old. So even though this is an older card, it's not graded, it's got damage, to the right person, this card could still be worth a good chunk of money. So those are the different ways that you can look at cards. You can get them raw, you can get them PSA graded, or you can look at other companies. And the other value I want to talk about too is how much more valuable a PSA 10 is versus a non-10. So as you can see here, this is a PSA 10, meaning this is the highest grade. I have some cards that I had looked at, and those cards as a PSA 10 would be worth, $14, $15, $1,600. But even as a grade 9, they drop significantly to maybe the high 200s, 300 range. So it's a significant increase based on if you're going to get a PSA grade 10. So if you have a card that you feel like it's in good shape, you can definitely go ahead and submit it to PSA. But if the card is older, you should see if the card already has value in of itself, even without the grading system, because you might have to send the card in, wait a while, may get a low grade, and there are actually some cards that could be worth more raw than they are graded. For example, if PSA gives you a really low score and you have an older card, your older card may get more money from someone just raw. So you may not want to run the risk. If the corners are damaged and there looks like there's a significant amount of value maybe decreased just because the card's not in the best shape, maybe just go to a local card shop, see what they'd offer you. Post it online, offer it, Facebook, all sorts of different groups and people wanting cards. Not everybody wants that perfect PSA 10, but this was just a quick little breakdown. I hope you all enjoyed it. See you soon.